Hello, sunshine. Welcome to That Photography Girl podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Traxler, and I'm here to help you get visible, get leads, get bookings, and become that photography girl. This episode is brought to you by Aftershoot. Since we're on the topic of automation today, Aftershoot is the ultimate time saver for photographers. I don't know about you, but I do not have time to spend hours culling and editing every single session or wedding that I do by hand anymore. So Aftershoot uses AI tools to just help you be able to cull and edit in literal minutes so that you can focus on doing what you actually love, which is the shooting, the serving your clients, and running your business like a confident business owner. And I personally use Aftershoot in my own workflow. And honestly, it's been night and day in how efficiently I run things now. It's such a blessing. And you can try it for free or grab my exclusive link in the show notes to get started. It's amazing. You will not regret it. Okay, now for today, we are talking about the must-have automations for every single photographer to become that photography girl. But before we dive in, here's kind of my hot take or golden nugget for today. The best photographers aren't the ones doing the most. They're actually the ones building systems that do the work for them, hence the automations here. Because if your workflow depends on your availability, that's not a business. That's a bottleneck. You cannot rely on just you and your availability alone. Automation fixes that. Automation isn't about replacing that human touch. It's about protecting it and adding it back in so that you can focus on the true connection. I firmly believe that the photographers who will win in 2025 and beyond are the ones who know how to blend that human connection in with smart automations in their business. Okay, now it's time to get into the good stuff of today's episode, the must-have automations to have in your business to become that photography girl. Number one, we're starting with is an inquiry response automation. We've talked about this before. This is your very, very first impression. You do not want to leave people hanging because the second someone fills out your contact form, they should get that instant email or an instant redirect landing page. I know if you use HoneyBook or any CRM program, recently at minimum, you need to do this. They've recently added where you can send an email to people right away. And I think that's great. But then what that's also doing, it's not as good as I'd like to see it because then they just have to assume that they have to go into their email to check. Well, they're not going to do that. They are in complete wedding mode right now, right? The second that you have their attention on your website, filling out your contact form, they just consumed your contact form, like submerged themselves in your contact form and in your experience. So when they hit submit, you want to keep them there, that you want to keep them in your world. And so by having that automated response or automated redirect, that's going to keep their attention. That's going to keep them on your website. Therefore, your bounce rate's not going to be as high. You want to keep people around, keep people lingering, and keep consuming your content. Not only that helps with Google, but that also helps you look professional. It helps set expectations. It honestly helps you prevent from getting ghosted, and it helps people get down the funnel a lot faster. If you can look at your inquiry workflow right now and say, I don't have any automation in that, this will be a really good indicator and just kind of a note for you to think that you do need this. And something you could do too is add a link to your pricing guide or even your scheduler or like on the pricing on your website, anything like that will trigger an auto response. So that way, again, you're keeping them in your world and you aren't like leaving it on them to be expected to go check their inbox. You know, they might not know to check that. So that is something that I think is super, super important, especially in now today's age, to automate your inquiry responses. Now, number two is gallery delivery automation. This one, honestly, I think this is where the money, like the passive income comes on autopilot. So if you can set up your gallery platform to run like the print sale campaigns and reminders to order an album or wall art or gifts, or even when you're delivering your gallery, if you have written instructions of how to download your photos, maybe you're adding a video link in there of a walkthrough Loom video showing people how to favorite which ones their images are, showing them how to add it to their cart and showing how to make purchases. You're walking them through the steps on how to do that. That is really, really powerful to have that automation in there. So then that way, if people have questions, you're not manually answering those questions. That's already automated in the gallery delivery process. But then a set from the delivery, again, like I'm going to go back to it, the campaigns, the marketing campaigns. This is something that I absolutely love. I've talked about it before. I use Pass Plus for my gallery delivery program. They are the only program that offers a print sales team. So I do the Pass Platinum, and I have a print sales team that does everything for me. They set up my marketing campaigns. They do all my client communication. They kind of like sell my albums and prints for me. And if a client wants to purchase an album, they will design it and make sure all the changes are made and all the revisions and that gets shipped to them and all of that stuff. It's honestly the biggest. I talked about this already with the passive income. It's my biggest form of passive income without literally having to lift a finger. But at bare minimum, you definitely need to have a gallery delivery automation and in your gallery delivery program and as soon as you're sending photos. So look at that process there and see where you can improve on that. And now number 3 is a client workflow automation. So thinking about the contracts, the invoices, payment reminders, scheduling, editing reminders, gift ordering tasks, all of those things. This is where I see a lot of photographers wasting so much time of their day on these day-to-day tasks and on these small tedious things. If there's something that's taking you a while, chances are you can automate it. So think about automating any communication or notes that you're making yourself, or even as you're going through the editing process, you can make in your CRM, you can make tasks for yourself of where you're at in the editing queue. Make sure gallery is sent, album, maybe the testimonial stuff, making sure that those tasks are throughout your workflow and that they are automated. But also something to think about is automating your questionnaires and your prep emails. This is where I say the most important thing in your entire workflow is your nurture phase and your post wedding nurture phase. This is, again, where all of these questionnaires are going to be automated to them. All of this information is going to be sent in these prep emails. You're going to be upselling, you're going to be serving, you're going to be educating, all leading up to the wedding or the session or the project. And then also for a year or more after, post wedding nurture phase. So you want to look at what workflow you have set up right now and automate these with your CRM, whatever platform that you use, so that everything is completely streamlined. And if there's things that you're streamlining on other platforms, you can pull it into your HoneyBook one too, like your editing, your scheduling, gift ordering, all of those things. You can create those as tasks and add them into your client workflows. I think clients are going to feel honestly more taken care of the more things that you can add onto this so that you're not wasting that time on the day-to-day. You're going to get burnt out. That's the fastest track to burnout. You're going to enjoy your time a little bit more. It's just going to save you so much time. And I add a ton of personalized touches all throughout my automation. So none of this feels like stiff or AI sounding. This is all me. I'm just building it on the front end so that it's getting sent, so that it like people maybe even question like, did Rachel just send this to me or was this automated? It's got my brand voice in there and it does not sound stiff. It's still got that human touch to it too. Okay, and then number 4 is content repurposing automations. So yes, even your marketing can be automated. Most photographers think of automation as back end, but where it gets really fun is the front end of things with your content repurposing. Because honestly, the truth is, again, if you're spending hours creating content and not actually automating them for like reusing them, you're working twice as hard for visibility. And then you're saying, why am I not getting visibility? Why am I not getting leads? It's like you have to work so much hard for it. So think about this. Don't just create more content, create smarter content that multiplies itself through your automations. So some ways you can do this is schedule your automation to be posted without you. Instagram has a feature that you can schedule posts, which is like honestly game changing. So do that when you can. Set up keyword automation with ManyChat. I talk about this a lot too. That's really good for lead generation and visibility. You can schedule your Pinterest pins with Tailwind. So then you have that SEO and blog traffic running for you with Tailwind, which is really awesome. I'll make sure to link all of these resources in my show notes too, because I always have a lot of links and resources for you guys. But you also should and could schedule your blog posts. I actually have created 2 new AI software programs. I actually haven't publicly launched or announced this yet. So you guys are the first to know, inside exclusive here. But One of them is for blogging that will generate SEO-driven blog posts and your photos for you so that you literally can just copy and paste and schedule it into your WordPress. I named it Bloggy. It's called Bloggy. And I'll link it in the show notes or it will be up on my shop. I don't have it public yet. Like I said, I literally haven't even said anything or announced it yet. So I'll just at least make sure the link is in the show notes for it. And second is a content mapping tool. So it takes your 4 different pillars, 3 different content types, and 4 different authority anchors, and it plugs them in and generates that content and pieces it together for you with done for you captions that switch up between your pillars, your authority anchors, and your content types. So that right there gives you a full month of content by switching those up. And I know that doesn't fully make sense because it's something I actually taught to my students at my last in-person retreat. And I was told by everyone like it was absolute game changer and they had never thought to approach content creation in this way. So now to even take it a step further, I created a tool for you that actually creates it and does it for you. Again, I'll make sure that that's linked below too. I haven't announced this anywhere publicly or launched it. So again, you're the first to know. But with content repurposing, I always suggest starting big and working smaller. So start with your big blog post first, because then from there, that's a lot of bulky content. You can pull smaller pieces of content from there that can be repurposed into social media posts or reels or resources for your clients, anything like that. Okay, hopefully those 4 tips were good for you. Before we do a little recap, I want to talk about that girl of the day, and it goes to Pauline who is a student of mine in the program, and I just had a call with her this morning, and we were talking over how she has doubled her inquiries and doubled her income since starting with me last year. And that is such a huge indicator and a real like that she's doing really good on conversion, because sometimes I hear people saying, "Oh yeah, my inquiries have increased by this much," but then their booking doesn't. And I'm like, "Okay, well, you have a conversion issue there." So that's a really good indication here that Pauline has a really good conversion because she could double her inquiries but not her revenue. So that is absolutely something to be proud of. It's something to celebrate and it's something to cheer on. I love that we can support you on this podcast and within this community. So again, congrats to Pauline, our That Girl of the Day. Okay, now to recap the must-have automations every photographer needs. Number 1, it's that inquiry responses that work instantly. Number 2, gallery delivery campaigns that sell for you. Number 3, client workflows that save you tons of time. And number 4, content repurposing systems that keep you visible. So again, if this is overwhelming or you're listening to all of this and thinking, wow, I probably need to up my game in all 4 of these areas, it's okay. My tangible step for you today, because you know I love tangible, I want you to be able to take these things and implement it. I don't want noise and overwhelm for you. So just take one of these this week that you feel like will lift the weight off of your shoulders a little bit, just even a little bit, and then just start to implement one at a time. I really hope that this was helpful for you guys. Thank you for tuning into That Photography Girl. And if this episode gave you some like aha moments or you loved it, make sure to screenshot it and share it to your stories and tag me at Rachel Traxler so that I can also share the love in return. And if you want to dive deeper, come join us inside That Photography Girl group on Facebook. It's a really good, solid Facebook community where we are learning and growing together in this industry because it's ever changing. But until next time, keep shining, keep showing up, and keep being that photography girl.